Hey everyone, it's Ryzen.
And Liz.
And welcome to our wildcard prediction video. Since there's no Patriots playing, but we'll probably predict the other rounds too. But we'll start with the NFC first, I guess. The two teams, the bye are the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. They're 1 and 2. Not that the Eagles look like a 1 seed ever since Carson Wentz went down, but it's the way it goes. So we'll start with the Atlanta Falcons playing the Los Angeles Rams, playing at the Los Angeles Rams. It's so weird to not call them the St. Louis Rams.
I know it is.
But I don't know. It's a hard game for me to predict because on paper the Rams really should demolish Atlanta. Atlanta's probably, next to Buffalo, the worst overall team in the playoffs. Buffalo's worse, but Atlanta has looked really bad at times. Even when they were decent, they never looked great. Losing Kyle Shanahan really affected their offense. At the same time, they have more playoff experience than the Rams do.
In recent history.
The Rams haven't made the playoffs in
18 years?
No, I think the last time they made the playoffs was 2001.
So a long time.
A long time. Certainly nobody on their current roster has made the playoffs on that team. So I'm going to pick Atlanta, even though most people probably pick the Rams. I just think the Rams will find a way to bungle away this game. I don't know how. Maybe Todd Gurley will fumble it away, or Jared Goff will throw an interception, or their defense will collapse in the last minute or something. And I'm going to say Atlanta wins this game 2017. I don't know if you're going to pick.
Nah, I'm just going to go with your score.
Okay. The next game is Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. It's very strange to see the Saints in the playoffs. Carolina's been hit and miss. They're both 11 and 5, but the Saints did win the division. In fact, the Saints have swept the Panthers this year.
I don't know if I trust the Saints defense, though. They're all young guys.
Young rookies. I don't either. And Breeze has regressed. They're now relying heavily on a defense and a run game. And it is quite difficult to beat the same team 3 times in 1 year. Because of that, I'm going to pick the Carolina Panthers to win this game in a close game. I'm going to say 24-21. No, I'll do 24-20 to change the spread to 4 points so that they're not both 3-point predictions. But yeah, I just don't see the Saints beating the Panthers 3 times because the Panthers are a pretty good team. I mean, are they going to lose to the Saints 3 times?
No.
They could, but that would be tough. So yeah, I think Carolina edges it out. You going to the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to predict NFC games, so.
If you say so. Well, I mean, I'm just kind of going on instinct here. Move to the AFC. Of course, the top 2 seeds, the New England Patriots are number 1. Pittsburgh Steelers are number 2 because Jesse James doesn't know how to catch a football. And Ben Roethlisberger doesn't know how to not throw a fake spike into the end zone on a slant. Whatever. Anyway, we'll start with the Tennessee Titans at the Kansas City Chiefs. That's the harder game to predict.
Do they play at Kansas City?
Yes, of course they do. Tennessee's the wild card. Jacksonville won the division. Kansas City should win this game.
Handily, at home.
I don't like Kansas City in the playoffs. I don't think Kansas City's a very good team. They haven't looked great since week 4, where they just fell off a cliff. They recovered a little bit towards the end, but they still don't look amazing.
No.
Tennessee, though, they eked in, man. They
got lucky.
They were really bad towards the end. And this is at Arrowhead. It's the loudest stadium in the country. And even though Kansas City likes to bungle away playoff games, they're not good in the playoffs. Tennessee has virtually no experience right now in the playoffs. So I'm picking Kansas City to win this game, despite the fact that I think both teams will try to bungle it away.
It's probably going to be a crappy game.
So I'm going 17-14 Kansas City. I think they'll both find ways to try to lose the game, and I just think Kansas City will hold on for a win.
And I think for the Titans, isn't DeMarco Murray hurt?
I believe so, yeah. But they're just not a great team overall.
They won't take away Kareem Hunt, and he'll run all over the Titans. So maybe.
I don't know. I mean, the guy has no
knows?
playoff experience. When he doesn't do well,
That Kansas
Alex
City's terrible.
Smith is really bad.
So it'll be interesting to see what Tennessee's game plan is. It'll be interesting.
Who knows? Finally, the Buffalo Bills at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sorry, Buffalo fans. You got no chance in this game. First of all, LaShawn McCoy is not going to play. I mean, theoretically they're saying he might. The guy sprained his ankle. There's no way. If he does play, he's going to be a non-factor.
I mean, to be carted off the field last week
Yes.
to going to playing this weekend, I highly doubt it.
Highly doubtful. And even if he did play, they're not a good team. They're easily the worst team in the playoffs. I mean, the only thing that they have that's better is that their quarterback isn't Blake Bortles, who's probably the worst quarterback in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Not that Taylor is great, but he's better than Bortles.
How Jacksonville is even 10-6 this year, I don't even know.
I don't know. Well, really, it was Houston's division, and they got screwed.
Did they just play a bunch of bad teams?
No,
and that's
Houston got screwed with losing Deshaun Watson. Otherwise, they would have won the division. Plus, they lost JJ and Merciless.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Crippled.
Yeah.
It was Houston's division. But, yeah, even though I don't trust Jacksonville in the playoffs, I don't think they'll play as well as people think they're going to play. I think Jacksonville will struggle at times in this game, but that's only because I think they have a lack of experience, which is what I think will come to bite them when they go to play Pittsburgh, assuming they win this game.
Didn't they beat Pittsburgh in the regular season?
They did, but not in a playoff game. I wouldn't trust them against Pittsburgh in a playoff game.
Me either.
So, it's just that pass rush is really good, and this is at Jacksonville. There's not going to be a way, you can't use the hard count when you're away. Even though that secondary I don't think is amazing in Jacksonville.
I can't even name half the players on their team.
Theoretically it's really good, but not according to Jimmy Garoppolo it's not.
Yeah.
He torched that secondary, and they did not look good last week either, and I believe they played their starters against Tennessee.
I think so, yeah.
So, that secondary's regressed. But the pass rush is still excellent, so I just don't see how Buffalo is even competitive. I'm going to go Jacksonville 24, and I'll give Buffalo 6. And I think that's 2 field goals. I don't think they score a touchdown in this game.
I'm going to say 28-20 Jacksonville, and I'm only going to say that because even though Jacksonville's in the playoffs, they've never been in the playoffs, so I still think they're might make some foolish mistakes, and that's how Buffalo will get their points.
I think offensively they're going to be bad. Jacksonville will be mediocre at best, but I just think there's just too much talent on Jacksonville compared to Buffalo. There's just not enough talent on that team. I think the Chargers would have been a more interesting matchup for Jacksonville.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think the Ravens actually probably would have beaten Jacksonville.
Somehow.
Because they're just the most bizarre team in the playoffs.
Somehow with...
Despite the fact that they have no offensive talent, they would have found a way. They would have found a way to put up 30 points on Jacksonville. I don't know. They're a weird team.
That's just what they do.
But anyway, so those are our predictions. Obviously the Patriots are enjoying their bye. There was that nonsense news about Belichick and Brady and Kraft having a feud. There probably was some tension as a result of Garoppolo. Well, what were you going to do? Brady's going to play till he's 45. You can't have 2 starting quarterbacks on the roster. You have to trade Jimmy. You can't pay him $25 million to sit on the roster and do nothing. So
that's just the media trying to get into the team's heads.
My guess is there's probably a kernel of truth to it, but it's probably not nearly to the extent that
the media
makes it out to be.
Yeah.
But anyway, so next up will be the divisional round, and we'll have to see who comes out of these games here. So yeah, this is Ryzen
and Liz.
Thanks for watching our prediction video for the Wildcard Round, and we'll see you next week. Take care.